It's your boy Cali BG, brand new video, and today obviously the title of this video, obviously my week 7 picks. I usually do on weekends or whenever I can, you know what I mean, I work like crazy. But let's get started with my week 7 picks. Starting tomorrow, our first London game of the year is going to be the Tennessee Titans against the LA Chargers. Well, I know not too many people suspected that the Chargers would be this good this early in the year in comparison to like the last 2-3 seasons. But I'm going to go ahead and pick the Chargers on this one. I think they definitely got something rolling. They got a hot hand, great running back in Melvin Gordon, which I know a lot of people don't really respect him. But I do see him winning in London. Next, we got the Patriots on the road taking on the Chicago Bears. I'm going to go with New England on this one. I mean, I know a lot of teams are built well with weapons around, just like Chicago. However, it's about the chemistry, the execution, and a lot of times you have to not make the mental mistakes. So I definitely see New England on the road winning on this one in Chicago. Next up, we got Buffalo Bills on the road taking on the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to have to go with the Colts on this one because right now the Bills, they're looking pretty rough right now. And especially in the last game. And they had the opportunity to win the game, but interception to pretty much ended it. So with Andrew Luck and a couple of their weapons, I think they'll hold it down at home. They'll get the win on this one. Next, we got Detroit going down to Miami playing the Dolphins. Now, this is another team that not too many people thought that they was going to be good this year. As much criticism from last year and the Jay Cutler drama, and you know, they starting to come back around now. So I think at home they will have a dominant game and they will beat Detroit. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings, a good team out the NFC, going up to New York to play the Jets. Now, some people think the Jets are a bunch of scrubs. Some could argue that. But they have a top 10 defense. So they've been building this for quite some time. Minnesota on the road, obviously with Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. Latavius Murray is going to get the start at running back. Dalvin Cook is out this week. So I'm definitely going to go with Minnesota, but don't be surprised if it's a close one. Not too many people are not going to see that. Don't be surprised. Next game, we got my boys, the Eagles, obviously with my hat on, flag in the back. We're at home hosting the Carolina Panthers. Now, starting out 3-3, kind of iffy. Then we got this last game rolling against the Giants. I think we're at home right now. I think we're going to go ahead and get back to our 2017 version of us this year. I think we're starting to get our momentum back, our mojo. And, you know, having Cam Newton and the Panthers coming into town, you know, I think it's going to be a close one. So, you know, my prediction, my score is 27-24 us. You know what I mean? Like, we still trying to work some things out on both sides of the ball. So, for right now, I'll take a win. A win's a win, no matter what the score looks like. So, 27-24 us. Next, we got the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. Now, call me crazy if you want, but I do think Tampa Bay will lose this game, based on the fact of the change of the quarterback and just the dynamic of what a hot hand turned cold looks like. So, my upset pick of the week is obviously Cleveland over Tampa. I know not too many people are going to say, oh, the Browns are not going to beat Tampa. They don't have this going. But I think it's time now. I think this is definitely a good win on their resume. And I do like that quarterback that they got in Baker Mayfield. So, you know, I got to give all respect to the Browns right now and their fans. Next game, we got the Houston Texans and Jacksonville taking on the Jaguars. Shout out to my boy Freddie. You know what I'm saying? He's a diehard, avid Jacksonville Jaguar fan at his finest. And we were talking earlier today, and I was saying, I think you guys are going to bounce back this week. I know you just had a huge trade. You got Carlos Hyde from the Browns now in exchange for a 5th round pick. So I think offensively, I think you guys are going to get it back together. So they will bounce back this week, and they will beat a very good team, which, you know, sometimes the Houston Texans can play spoiler. So a divisional game, but I do see Jacksonville coming on top on this one. Next, we got the New Orleans Saints on the road. Interesting game against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, in Drew Brees' history, he has never beaten Baltimore in Baltimore. That's a funny fact, right? So, I think he will get his opportunity beating the Ravens. They're hot, they're rolling. You know, obviously Drew Brees is obviously the leader in NFL passing yards. You know, I mean, I like this guy. His determination, he succeeds, he gets everybody pumped. And you know what? This is definitely going to be a dominating win against the Ravens. Next, we got the Garbo Bowl, I like to call it. The Cowboys and the Redskins. Don't really care for both. You know, my mom probably going to look at this like, really? Because she's a Redskin fan, and we always go back and forth. So that's never going to end. I promise you it ain't. But a different situation with this game, especially because it's obviously our division rivals playing each other in the NFC East, and it's kind of a tight squeeze right now. So Dallas is 3-3 with us, so we are both tied for second place, and currently Washington is a half game up, so they are currently in first as of right now. But I think playing the divisional games like almost mid-season, which would make things a little bit more complicated than most of the time. So, offensively for the Redskins, you got Alex Smith, Adrian Peterson. Might be losing out on Crowder and Paul Richardson out for tomorrow's game. So, that kind of changes up a little bit. However, the biggest thing that the Cowboys have always struggled with is against the tight end. So Jordan Reed is that guy. If you have him in your fantasy, put him in that lineup. So it's definitely a mismatch for sure. On the flip side, you know, defensively, I mean, they kind of hold on their own, but, you know what I'm saying, there's usually some big plays they usually give up. So, you know, it's not to sound surprising, but, you know what I mean, just sometimes that stuff kind of happens. Now, with the Cowboys, you know, offensively, you got the run game back with Zeke, and obviously they're working with the receivers that they have outside of Des Bryant, who is obviously no longer there. Everybody knows that. Defensively, they look pretty scary at linebacker. You got Smith back there. Sean Lee will be playing, so he will be active. And you got Kyle Van Der Esch, rookie out of Boise State. So it could go back and forth, but my gut instinct tell me I think the Redskins are going to pull this one out. So I think it's going to be a tight one. So I see the Redskins up by 3. So, like I said, these divisional games, they go back and forth, but it never comes easy. Next, LA Rams, obviously the only undefeated team, got my words switched up. The only undefeated team in the NFL at 6-0 on the road against the 49ers. Now, there's not too much luck in the 49ers. Garoppolo's out, obviously out the year with torn ACL. You know, defense looking kind of scrubbish. So, you know, a dominating win for the Rams, I probably say like 35, 40 points for them. So, it's too much to handle. The late Sunday night game tomorrow, obviously, is going to be the Chiefs at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, too many people are not going to say Cincinnati is not that good, but they can be when they choose to. But I think this is going to be too much for them, especially on the road against a tough crowd in Kansas City. And, you know, they had their first loss last week against the Patriots on the road. But I think they will bounce back. I think Patrick Mahomes is a legit quarterback. You know, I definitely feel like he's a franchise for sure. And, you know, I could definitely say as far as with Andy Reid and his, you know, decisions with quarterback, you know, people can give him some slack about he sucks in the playoffs. He got all these wins in the regular season. He's Garbo in the playoffs. He's like one and done. Yeah, so be it. But quarterback-wise, you can't take that away. he'll put somebody in position to succeed. So Patrick Mahomes is that dude. So I wouldn't doubt it if his name is is up in the air for MVP consideration this year. So a dominating win for Kansas City at home late Sunday night. And obviously Monday Night Football, you got the Giants. Lord have mercy. Can they do something? I mean, they're sitting at 1-5. Like this is horrible. On the road against the Atlanta Falcons. So I definitely feel like Atlanta's going to win this one. And Atlanta, I don't know. I feel like they're not even the same team after that Super Bowl. It's like they lose games that they should win at home. That doesn't make any sense. Like, maybe they'll turn it around Monday night. I don't know. But I'm going to just go wild card and pick them. Hopefully they'll do something. So there you have it. Those are my picks for Week 7. If you guys have a different outcome of all these games, you obviously got to drop them down in the comment section. And I will say before I cut out that I do have a new blogger page. Link is in the description also. I teamed up with Wix, and I've definitely got my own sports talk blogger page. So it's an opportunity. I feel like I'm doing something real well. It's something special. So, subscribe to it if you like. If not, obviously I'm going to be sharing like my posts from that blogger page on social media. So thanks everybody. I appreciate all the love in the world. You guys giving me advice, all that good stuff. So it's your boy BG, and I'm out. Have a nice weekend.